Before I start, I need to say, I'm sorry. I am sorry that I somehow missed this film. Boyhood is directed by Richard Linklater, something like that, don't hate me, and stars Eller Coltrane and Ethan Hawke, as well as a bunch of others. I've given up trying to remember everyone's names. And Boyhood follows the story of this boy through boyhood, basically. Like through probably about 5 to about 18, 20, that sort of age. And this film was made over like 12 years, same actor as he grew up, and that was enough. That's enough to watch this film. But the script is really good in this. It flicks between. It's really like a good action of life. It switches between the dark moments of life to the happy moments of life, the sadness. And it's really like jumbled up, but in a good way. It feels natural. It feels like life, and for something that's actually portraying life, that's a really good thing to do. And it works really well. This film feels completely realistic, and I fell in love with this character, this boy, as he grew up. The thing is, so the boy was really good when he was young, like whatever age he was, like 8, 7, and the actor who played him just got better and better and better, and it just goes fantastic. It just gets so much better. The only one thing that I didn't notice about this film is it seemed a bit like outgoing. It seemed like one of those films that were just like, right, okay, media's taking over and everything, and he kept on talking about it, and I kind of got the feeling that it wasn't really much of the boy talking about that, about how media is affecting us and everything like that, and more, I got the feeling that this was like the message that the director was trying to get across and everything like that. And that's fine, it's just, they kept on pushing it towards the end. Like, I think it would have been better if they didn't mention it at all. Like, you could probably guess from the start. Like, there is technology and stuff like that, but it's all about like the perks of life outside technology for like most of the film. So for them to have that message towards the end, like hammer it, was a bit irritating, but I could live past it. Because this film is brilliant, and it felt natural as well for the character as well, which it's a good thing. Like, it wasn't as if the character just like, right, okay, we hate technology now, we're not going to use technology at all. All these messages about technology's bad, technology. No, it was more natural. It felt, and it actually had a good progression with the character. But like I said, it did feel a bit hammered at points. The rest of it was it's fantastically acted. As I've said, the main boy, Mason, brilliant. That's the character name, it's not actually that. The actor name's like Eller. I said his name at the start. You can just flick it back to the start and catch his proper name. One great actor in this film was Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke was amazing in this film. He just portrayed this sort of single dad and wasn't ready to take responsibility at the start. But as he moved along, he began to take responsibility as he went on, and it's this really good portrayal as a human. It's like this progression of someone who's ready, and honestly, for some reason this film actually made me feel a lot older than I was. Like, I was sitting there for about 2.5 hours or something the film's on for, and I felt a lot older when it came out. I was just like, because you're watching this kid grow up, and you feel like you've been there for like 12 years just watching it. But it's really good. Music's really nice, it works, it fits perfectly. Not everything was resolved, which is always nice, especially when it's portraying life. Like, not everything in life gets resolved. And I think that was kind of what the director was going for. He didn't want to have like all of these things resolved and have it in a nice tidy bow, because life's never a tidy bow. But there's some scenes that are really good. Like, some scenes stick out above others. Like, there's one in which his stepfather when his stepfather goes and does his thing. It's about a couple of years in, and he loses it. It's so damn intense. It really works, and I don't. And this is what I mean by it switches between dark and happy. There's points in which his later life in which it's really happy, but it also gets sad, and it works. And like I said, everything feels realistic and natural. I think it's more like a natural progression, and I just love it for that. I mean, I'm not exactly. One of the problems that I did have with it is the ending, and this is mainly because the ending that he chose didn't work at all. I mean, it ends with him in college. I kind of wanted it to end with him graduating from high school, and I thought that was where it was going to end, because they have a little big long scene right after he graduates from high school, so it feels like it's all wrapping up, and then next thing it switches to another scene. And then that scene feels like it's going to end the film. I'm not joking, like these scenes, it feels like as if they're wanting to end the film, but they can't. It's like, but we have to continue on with his life. And honestly, I was kind of wanting to go, and it's like, I want to find out about this guy's life, I want to keep on going. But at the same time, you're wondering, like, come on, end it. You keep on teasing the ending. It's like Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, except we didn't need those in fact, we didn't really need those in Return of the King, but we had spent like 9 hours with those characters prior. This one we've only spent about 2.5 hours, and I think it's better leaving the audience anticipate more rather than the audience going, come on, we want to leave now. And that's one of the big problems that I had with this film, just the ending, because as it continued on, the endings, you did start wondering, like, when is this film going to end? Because it has like 2 main ones in which it feels like it's going to end, and it has a smaller one. And in the end that it chose, it didn't have, I don't think it had the same impact as the original ones. For instance, one scene that ends, which could have been a perfect ending, is his dad's friend, his biological father, starts singing a song about how like he's grown up and how fast he's grown up. That would have been a perfect way to end the film. But it ends with him in college, and there's points in it drags on about in college as well. So that's a bit of a problem, but the rest of it is fine. As someone who grew up in Britain or Scotland, whatever you want to call it, I still related with this film, despite the fact that it was set in America. If they can portray someone from a different country and still make it relatable, like, obviously there's some stuff like they include the Barack Obama election. Obviously I didn't have anything to do with the Barack Obama election. I mean, I'm British. So that it wouldn't make any sense if I'm just around America. Like, I didn't relate with that, but the family dilemmas and everything like that I really related with. And that's really good for all those stuff. Right? Americans obviously will relate with this more than like people from Britain or Australia or Japan, but it still works, and that's perfect. And that's the major thing I can say about this film. And that's what it's trying to accomplish. It's trying to make you relate to it, relate to the characters, and that's what it achieved. Fair enough, it didn't end where I thought it should have ended, but that's nothing when it has achieved its goal. I'm going to give Boyhood an 8 out of 10. I wouldn't give it a 9 or a 10 just due to like the ending and some of the other issues, but apart from that, it's amazing. As always, remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I feel like asking you a question. What film have you related to the most? Probably mine was The Goonies or something like that, because I really just went, that was just me, like part of The Goonies and everything like that.